everyone, welcome back to Yoke Immigration's official YouTube channel. My name is Tanisha and I'm the language proficiency expert at Yoke IELTS. So today's video is going to be specifically about my personal experience taking the PT Core exam and why I think you should give it too. Let's get started. So let's just first try to understand what PT Core is. So PT Core is a language proficiency exam conducted by PTE Pearson, which is an organization widely recognized due to PT Academic. Now, PT Academic has been around there for a very long amount of time and is given by students who want to study abroad. So, PT Core is slightly easier than your PT Academic. The only difference is that the reason why PT Core is conducted is to assess your English based on general purposes. So, that is why it's relatively easier than PT Academic. Now, PT Core exam has been recently recognized by IRCC for immigration purposes, specifically if you want to apply for your post-graduation work permit or you want to enter the express entry pool. PT Core is an exam that you can give. Now, I would like to compare PT Core exam with IELTS General. So, like IELTS General, PT Core has the four basic modules, which is listening, reading, writing, and speaking. However, all of these four modules are integrated. By integrated, I mean if you give your speaking module, not only your speaking, but your listening is getting evaluated. If you're giving your reading module, your reading as well as your writing also is getting assessed. So all of the modules are integrated, and this leads to confusion in many of the candidates. And I just want to let you know, once you understand the assessment, once you understand the test format, you would realize that this exam is very rewarding in itself. One more thing that I want to highlight is that many people fear that PT Core has too many questions or they get overwhelmed with the number of question types. But I really want to make you understand this perspective. If you compare it with IELTS General, it has 40 question types in reading, 40 questions in your listening, and then it has two questions separately in essay, and obviously there is speaking. But when it comes to PT Core, in totality, it just has 20 questions, and you just need to understand the priority of each and every question. That means you don't have to put equal attention to each and every question type that is in the PT Core. Some of the questions are very important. Some of the questions, even if you don't attempt it, still you can clear that cutoff. So if you compare it with IELTS writing, for example, now IELTS writing, in task 1, you have a letter to attempt, then there is an essay in task 2. Same is the case with PT Core, but in IELTS General, you need to showcase your versatility in grammar. You have to showcase the different kind of sentence structures that we are very well aware of, that are simple, compound, and complex sentences. If you're not that versatile, if you're not well prepared, then definitely you cannot score beyond 6.5. So, but in PT Core, there's a template that you can use. Many people use different kind of templates, but there is a specific template that I have curated on my own that has not been very much widely used by people. Because if you use a template which is very common or which has been used by many people altogether, then the PT course system flags that part to be written by AI. Once you understand these nitty gritties, you would realize that this exam is easy. Also, you can score above 80 or 85. Now, in PT Core, like I told you, you can use a template, but that template has to be very intelligently curated so that it is not flagged by AI by PT Core exam. Also, in PT Core exam, you need not showcase a wide variety of sentence structure, nor you need to use a lot of grammar in there. The only thing that you need to be mindful of are spelling errors. Once you write an essay or once you write a letter which is spelling error free, the more and the higher marks you would get in your writing. Also, PT Core is computer based. That means there is no human intervention at all. Also, there are some people who are very bothered by their accents or they get very conscious about their accents. So, there is no such case in PT Core exam because it recognizes more than 160 accents. So, you need not worry about your accent. The only thing you need to be careful about is your pronunciation. Pronunciation is something that helps you boost your score. No matter what your accent is, your pronunciation should be on point when it comes to PT Core. However, if we compare it with IELTS General speaking, there is a human in front of you. Though they say that accent doesn't matter, however, I strongly believe if there's a human sitting right across of you who is highly educated, would definitely be little judgmental based on your accent. That is not the case with your PT Core exam. Many people complain that PT Core is spontaneous. By spontaneous, I mean that as soon as you're done with your speaking, the next section is waiting for you, that is your writing, and the modules pop one after the another. Yes, that's completely true, but you also need to understand the question types are pretty manageable. It's not very time consuming and you're done in 2 hours. The only thing that's needed here is practice. Now, when it comes to practice, any exam that you're preparing for, you need to give your time and effort into it. If you think, that PT Core is an exam that barely needs a week or two, then you're definitely approaching it with the wrong mindset. PT Core is an exam just like any other exam. It needs your time and effort and thorough preparation. However, the people who are employed, people who don't find enough time to sit down and study for a long amount of hours, like you have to do in your IELTS General, then this exam is pretty manageable. In a matter of 10 days, if you put in the right amount of effort and you approach this exam with the right mindset, you'll be done and dusted in 10 days in itself. However, you need the right kind of guidance, because among the 20 question types which are in the PT Core, some of the questions, like I said, are highly important, which will decide whether or not you will clear this exam. And there are questions which are not at all important, and even if you don't attempt it, still you would clear the cutoff. So it's very important to understand that, and it will only happen if you have that right guidance. If you're self preparing, I highly doubt that it would be that easy for you, because you would be kind of preparing each and every questions with the same kind of approach. However, PT Core is not like that. The questions which are important need to be dealt with each and every day. That's all for today. Please let me know in the comment section below if you want a separate video just addressing the PT format and the PT assessment. I'll be more than happy to make it for you. And if you like this video and if it was of any value to you, please subscribe our channel and give us a thumbs up. Thank you.